So it's the morning after. I slept in kind of late because midnight struck Valentine's Day, which means today is Valentine's Day. But every day is Valentine's Day in the union I have with the amazing spirit that is Mister. But anyway, I caught myself getting all sexy. And I don't know if I expected it. What was that? I don't know if I expected it not to work or what, but it did, and so we did, and so I struggled waking up this morning. Cause he did what he does, and we grown, and we married, we do what married people do. Meanwhile, with this thick Hempwick, with this thick wick. Remember I was gonna do a video on the value of the different girth of Hempwick. I don't know if I ever did it or not, but very briefly. And this is why you don't do reviews of shit right after you use it one time. You understand? Because the only value I could see them, the tactic I could use them to sell the thicker one, but it's more windproof than the thinner one. And I guess it is because you saw me just have to blow like 4 times. That's also the bad news for a multitude of reasons. Again, I just had to blow twice. And with the regular one, there are three sizes. There's a 1 millimeter and 2 millimeter. That's what this is, 2 millimeter. And there's also a superfine that's thinner than the 1 millimeter, which I can only speculate will blow up in, not blow up, but it'll probably burn down so fast, and you'll run out faster. And then when you try to put it out, you won't be able to put the flame out. In the 1 millimeter, I can do what I do. I'll use a spray bottle example. I can do what I do, and I can put this in the bowl, and it'll go out. Or if I have like a rig, and say you have the stem of the rig and the stem that the bowl is on, I can light the bowl, and then I can do this between the 2 stems of the piece, and it'll go out. That's with the 1 millimeter. But baby, this thick ass shit, this is where a thick thigh don't need to save a life. Okay? Matter of fact, this thick bitch right here could very possibly aid you in losing your life for a couple of reasons. Mainly because it is, quote unquote, more windproof. And so therefore, just like you saw, I had to blow it out. And even then, the cherry stayed red. Matter of fact, let me see if I have this. I threw it away, but I had another. This is my second. Oh well, if you've been on watching my Patreon sessions, you know that this had a label on it because something else was originally in it. Well, the label is off because I had one with the label off and one with the label on. Well, I was using the one with the label on to cover up the fact that this is Hempwick in here, because people who know what Hempwick is used for don't need to know my business if they don't know me. So I opted to use the one with the label. Well, what happened with the one with the label is, it was just like this, but it had a label. I put this thick bitch in there, and when I blew out the flame and set it down and went on about my business, it apparently continued to, so thank God I'm smart enough to leave it with the lit side up, because it apparently continued to burn down, even with just the lit cherry. It wasn't a flame, just the cherry still. Continued to burn down, and it melted this whole green top. Melted it. And it melted it into the top of this, so I couldn't just take the top off. I would have just taken the top off and used the same green top on it, but it melted into the plastic, so I had to throw the whole thing away. So I now have to, which I don't care, it works the same way, it's just that you can see what's in there, and I prefer that it was not. I don't care, mind you. I'm a grown-ass woman at this point. If there's something I can leave to the imagination, I will do so. Even if for the sake of, it ain't their business, and I don't care to befriend them for it to become their business. The dangers of this right here. So that lets me know that this could set your house on fire if you're negligent. And there are times when you are under heavy influence that you might be a little more negligent. You won't be drunk and belligerent like you would be if you were poisoning yourself with alcohol, okay? But you might be way more relaxed and therefore more negligent, and think that once you did indeed responsibly blow the flame out, that it was done. But you had that red cherry that was still creeping its way down here. And if you don't have said homemade dispenser, it could burn all the way down to something flammable in your home, and poof, there you be. So I think this shit is dangerous, and it's annoying because it takes so much to blow it out. So what I do now to compensate and just reinstate a little more responsible use, hence adult use, I always pinch it out. So I'll blow it out, and then I'll also pinch it out. Let's demonstrate here. See? And look how wide that gets. That'll be an inch wide if I look at it. That shit'll be an inch wide if I let it, but not on the 1 millimeter. I tried to put it out against itself. It didn't work, so I have to blow it out. Cherry still red and still burning. So after my scare, I got to where I always go ahead and pinch it out manually to be sure, to triple, quadruple check and be sure that the flame is indeed out. There's that valuable lesson. And trust me, it's a valuable lesson because nobody's ever done a video on the different pros and cons of the different sizes of the Hempwick. Shit, I'm here now. Let me go get the damn things and show it to you. And it's not that thin. It's not terribly thin. There. See how much thicker this one is? Super thick. 2 millimeters. This is 1 millimeter. The next size down. In my opinion, from my experience, you know you gotta say that because you gotta know it alls like me that'll be like, yeah, now it works better for me because such and such and such and such and such and such and whatever comes behind such and such, it may be completely valid. That may be what works for you. But maybe somebody else will see this video and be like, you know what? I just let them talk up the thicker one for me too. And if I just never noticed because I'm always high when I'm using it. But if I never thought about it before, you're right. It is harder to blow it out. You can't just tap it out, blow it out, make sure it's sitting upright so it doesn't catch something else on fire. You know, so you kind of have to, in the safest scenario, you have to every single time pinch the cherry out to make sure you don't set shit on fire. It shouldn't even be that dangerous. This is a pleasant experience. It shouldn't be dangerous. And then I understand there's a 0.5 millimeter, which is half this size, which is even thinner. But my guess, my educated guess, not having ever experienced it or purchased it and having no intention of doing so, because if it ain't broke, how about don't fix it? Like I said, with this, it holds the flame just on the end where you want it. Boom. Just on the end. It's not trying to go all the way down the whole wide world too damn fast. Just slow enough. You light your shit. And once you light your shit, you can have the 2 stems. Look, it's still not too far. Still. And you have your little rig or setup. And you could just do like that afterwards. It's out. If you want to, in the bowl, because this is what I was using for the bowl, right? If you want to, you can put it out in the bowl that you just lit. Look, it's out. It's gone. But if you want to, because I've been trained by this thick stuff that's too thick and burns too much, too fast, too slow, and too hard to put out, being trained by that, I now would still just do this, just for an added precaution, just because I had that experience. And that's not a bad thing. It trains you to be extra cautious even when you don't need it. Because you might be grateful for that one day. One day you might would have slipped up. But because you got trained to always pinch that cherry out, you didn't set your house or your own ass on fire. Congratulations for paying attention to the intellect that this stuff gives you while everybody is trying to convince you that it's the most fucked up stuff in the world. But that's okay. It's going to be legal in a minute, so I'm not even going to stress myself trying to open y'all eyes about something that y'all been conditioned. I guess that's what it is. It's because I know that even when it becomes legalized, it's embedded so deeply that it's still going to be like it's not legal. Like when people get caught doing something like shoplifting potato chips. I don't know what the fuck. But people get caught doing something that they were able to profile us and take us to jail for. They're going to throw in there, oh yeah, they had some marijuana, they had a joint on them. So it automatically categorizes you into a criminal hood rat. Man, the strategic orchestration of the systematic bullshit. Systematic bullshit. Systemic is clinical, right? It's systematic for. and entirely orchestrated. Means by which to oppress a whole ass culture of people just because their skin is darker.